Well, good morning, everybody. My name is Mike at Filmboy24, and it's that time again to not do this ever again. It's time for Found Film number 68. 68? 68 documented times that I have personally taken an old roll of film, Super 8, 16mm, and maybe one or two 8mm, I can't remember, that was shot presumably many years ago and never processed. Well, I take that film, I process it, I scan it, and then I present it to you fine folks. And today we got a doozy. If you are brand new to my channel, well, thank you for tuning in. I truly appreciate it. I want to tell you guys something really quick that I've done. I do a live stream every Sunday, almost every Sunday at 2 p.m. Eastern Time. We have an awesome little group of people, sort of a core group. I would love for you to join that core group. We just talk film for about an hour, maybe a little over an hour. Well, last week I sent out 5 rolls of old expired, many years ago expired, yet brand new sealed Tri-X Super 8 7278 black and white movie film to 5 different people, 5 of my regulars on my live stream. I sent this out and we talked about it, and what I'd like to do, they all have received their films. I gave each and every one of the 5 people a different word, a single word. I don't remember all the words offhand, but catch up with it if you want on my live stream on Sunday. That word is their inspiration or their muse to shoot their roll of film. They're going to shoot the film within about a month from now. They're going to send the roll back to me. I'm going to process that film. I'm going to scan the film, and then I'm going to show it in its entirety right here on a YouTube video, and first on a live stream. So if you're interested in seeing those results, check out some live streams. I think you'll enjoy them. I have no idea what I just said. You'll like it. Anyway, back to found film. To me, found film is an old roll of film, not one that was shot and processed years ago and seen by a few or even many people, but one that was shot, presumably shot many years ago by someone that we're not really familiar with. I don't know who shot this roll. And then it was never processed for one reason or another. There's a lot more of this than you guys might actually know. I get this quite often, and I have probably a little over 100 rolls of Super 8 16mm and a little bit of 8mm that I still need to go through. And all the while I'm still collecting. So if you have an old roll of film that came in a camera that you bought, and it says exposed on the film right here on the edge, or even if it doesn't, we can still, kind of look at it and tell, maybe. Send it to me or email me, filmboy24@gmail.com, and we'll talk about it. I typically will accept it. It becomes my property, but I'll accept it, I'll process it, I'll scan it, I'll send you a digital copy, and I'll do all of that for free. However, I reserve the right to show it on my channel. If you do have an old roll of film that you decide you want to shoot yourself, I can handle that as well. I do have to charge a little bit. I'm one of very few people in the world that will process old movie film for people, and I'm probably the least expensive and probably one of the quickest turnarounds. Enough silly, shameless self-promotion. This is found film number 68. It's Ektachrome, old Ektachrome, 160 Type G silent film. Type G was the all-purpose. There was Type A, which was typically meant for indoors or in tungsten lighting, the old school like yellow lighting. Then they started this Type G film, which was good for indoor and outdoor without a filter. That's what we have today. I do process this old film, in black and white chemicals now. Very rarely, but I do still occasionally. I'll process some of it in E6. E6 chemicals don't last very long, so I don't do a lot of it anymore. I do process as a black and white negative, which is what I did right there. I'm going to show you. You tell me what it is. Check it out. So I process it in HC110, the B formulation, which is 31 parts water to 1 part HC110, developer, for 7 minutes at between 66 and 68 degrees Fahrenheit. Depends on my mood that day. You can do a lot in post, so the couple of degrees either way isn't going to make really any difference whatsoever, I've noticed over the years. And then you do have, this has nasty rim jet on it, so you do have to get the rim jet off of there. I'm just so used to dealing with it now that it's not that big of a deal for me anymore. It's a process that it's sort of a pain, and it keeps a lot of people from processing their own cine film, old cine film that's rim jet based. It's like a black coating over the base of the film. It's anti-halation, and it helps with glare and whatnot of moving film, fast-moving film through a movie camera gate. Enough about remjet. We know it's yucky. It's ink-like when it comes off. And what did I get? Well, let me tell you where I got this film. I got this with 6 total rolls. This and I have 5 others. I got it back in August of 2023. I did get it on eBay. 4 of the rolls showed fully exposed. It'll say exposed, like I said earlier, right there. And 2 of the rolls didn't. So I popped them in a camera, and turns out they both had about 45 to 48 feet already exposed. So for all intents and purposes, they were all 6 rolls totally exposed. This particular roll here I did find an edge code. Kodak put these fancy schmancy little symbols, very tiny, on the sprocket hole side of the film for years and years and years, millions of years. And you could identify what year that particular roll was manufactured based on those symbols, or at least you could get quite close. The symbol on this particular roll was a circle, and according to Kodak, that means this roll was manufactured in 1976. You may know some fancy things that were manufactured in 1976. Maybe you yourself were manufactured in 1976. I was a tad bit before that. With that, whoo! Now you know all of the ins and outs of this film. By the way, it hails from, I don't know where it was shot, but where I got it from, the seller on eBay, was in Palmyra, New York. I hope I'm pronouncing that right. Palmyra, P-A-L-M-Y-R-A, New York. So I don't know. I don't know where this film was shot. Maybe you do. Let's show you the film right now. There's a lot to unpack in that little film, that little 3-minute romp. There was, they jammed a lot of stuff in that little 3-minute time period. And by the way, to a lot of people, this is nothing more than just an old roll of movie film that, well, what are you going to do with it? I'm just going to throw it away. To me, and hopefully you, this is a time capsule. This is a tiny little 3-inch plastic time capsule. 3 inches, 3 minutes, time capsule. And I'd hate to see these things end up in the landfill. There's no reason that this, right there, should end up in the landfill before, you know, the world gets to enjoy it or see some of these memories. Now, this particular one, we had all kinds of stuff. We had some bike riding at the beginning and some above ground pool making and a fellow with no shirt. And then we had it's like a festival or something, a carnival. We had the parade with a tank and a tall man and a dinosaur and marching bands, and had a lot going on. Then we had the looked like 4-H or a festival carnivest of some sort with tiny horses doing tricks. And then maybe a battleground or something. Maybe it was at a fairgrounds. That is a battleground. You saw the cannon. Anyway, there's a lot more going on in this film than I typically get with a found film. Usually you get an event like it's Easter and there's kids Easter egg hunting, or Christmas opening presents, or a birthday, or that's really common, or the kids when they're running around in the yard. There's a lot going on in there. That's why we got to keep these going, kids. Keep them coming. If you have your film and it's found film, I did that. I didn't add that in. Email me and we'll figure out what's on it. I hope you enjoyed this little jaunt down memory lane. It was probably shot somewhere around 1976, because that's probably when it hit the store shelves. And usually people shot it when they got it. Interesting. So I'm guessing that's probably 77, 76, 77, maybe 78. I don't know. If you enjoyed this little walk down memory lane, do that for me. Tap the little, it's right down there. I can't really see it because it's not really there for me right now, but it's the thumbs up button. Hit that if you think I've earned it. If you want to join into our live streams, hit the little bell. You'll know when we go live every Sunday at 2 p.m. Eastern Time. I'm in Florida. Love to see you. Just say hi. Hey, Mike, I'm here. Saw your video. It was awful. And we'll talk about that. And that's okay. I'm not for everyone. And until the very next time that I see all of your stunningly gorgeous faces, especially yours. Whoa. Like I was in a trance. I'll see all of you on the very next go around.